Was a girl running in our group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford Coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look out, buddy, hot rod and large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod.
Here, NHTSA is probing 74,000 Nissan Rogue Selects, that's the name of them, for unexpected airbag deployment. Unexpected airbag deployment? They get inadvertently deployed when the door was shut or slammed. Unexpected deployment can result in injury or make airbags less effective in a crash. No. NHTSA said in an investigation report made public on Monday. And the probe covers like 75,000 of these things. Can you imagine? You get in the car, you slam the door, and the airbags go off? Can you imagine? I mean, if you had just robbed the bank, you wouldn't get out of there. You'd be arrested. So don't rob a bank in your Nissan, because the airbags will go off and then you'll be stuck. The U.S. safety probe is in the Waymo again. They find more incursions. Earlier this month, the U.S. auto safety regulator opened an investigation after 22 reports of its robo-taxis exhibiting driving behavior that potentially violated traffic safety laws. Oh, really? Or demonstrating other unexpected behavior. Whoops. In a letter to Waymo, and these are driverless, by the way, in a letter to Waymo released Friday, NHTSA said it learned of 9 additional similar incidents. The agency said several incidents are under investigation, involve collisions with clearly visible objects that a competent driver would be expected to avoid. Well, of course, but it doesn't have a driver. It's got a competent camera, a competent boob behind the wheel. NHTSA said reports include collisions with stationary and semi-stationary objects, such as gates, chains, collisions with parked vehicles, and instances in which the automated driving system appeared to disobey traffic safety control devices or rules. So Waymo is taking the law into their own hands. Okay, I don't know if I'm happy about that. I don't know if I'm happy or not about that kind of thing. But the self-driving, and they just keep pushing it. We haven't got the electric cars on the road yet, and we're pushing self-driving. I mean, I'm assuming that Waymo has got a place where they can charge these cars, but that's, and you don't have to pay for it. I mean, you pay for the ride. I guess it's going to work. I don't know. I hope Waymo's got a place. What if you wanted to go further than the car would let you, Chuck? What if you wanted to go beyond the mileage in your Waymo vehicle? Or what if the Waymo vehicle, somebody forgot to send it in to charge it?
Right.
And now it's down to its last quarter tank of juice.
Like you said, it's going to limp back, like you said. It'll just kind of stop. Wait for a pickup.
Yeah, it is. Oh my. Well, it is. It's you know what? It's an experiment in mobility, I guess. This bothers me, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it a lot. The UAW president, the new one, Fain, he is facing investigation by some independent monitors. Here we go again. Tell me this union. He was going to fix this. He was going to fix this. And here the guy that they've got is a guy that's been there quite a while, because we reported on him, 2 years ago when he got rid of the other guys. Monitor Neil Barofsky said he had opened an investigation in February to review allegations, including that the UAW Secretary-Treasurer, Margaret Mock, said she had faced retaliation for her refusal or reluctance to authorize certain expenditures for Fain's office, according to the filing. Borowski also opened a probe into the Secretary-Treasurer's actions. Don't tell me this guy, they got to him too, or maybe he was. He was already a bad guy, I don't know. The 36-page report describes increasing stonewalling and non-cooperations by the union, delaying access to documents. Fain added, taking our union in a new direction means sometimes you have to rock the boat And that upsets some people who want to keep the status quo. Well, if there's expenditures, Chuck, if there's expenditures that you can't explain and you're being investigated for them, that is the status quo at that union. I mean, that is the status quo. You're maintaining it.
Well, that's the thing. It's I mean, that's kind of the problem is you can't come in and say we're going to change things and then business as usual.
Well, you just wait a little bit. Now I got the contract now, and we're reorganizing some more places. And by the way, I'm going to steal enough to make myself a resort in Michigan.
Build a mansion, yeah.
I'm going to
non-union labor and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take it to you. I'm gonna taking it to the streets, as they call it. Oh my God. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, well, yeah, there is, but we didn't elect the guy. I just can't, for the life of me. I really thought this was going to be different. I really, really thought a new guy, gung-ho, from the rank and file, coming in there. And they say it's just an investigation. I know. But still, why is there an investigation? Why? A guy like that should not have an investigation. He should not be doing anything that gets investigated. If you don't do that, you won't get accused of punching little Jimmy on the playground if you don't punch him.
Right. Well, and especially when you come into a situation where it's kind of like when you're the new governor and the governors before you went to jail. You want to come in and do things right because there's eyes on you.
Well, they're watching you.
Right.
They're watching you like a hawk. They've got the strainer on you, man. You got to. Oh, I just can't, for the life of me. But we'll see what happens. Sean Fain, good luck to you. I hope it's all bull roar. I hope it's all garbage, and it's nothing. And you'll be free to go. But that Borowski guy, he's a stink pot, man. He got them all before. I mean, he went right down. He even put one guy's wife in jail. Yeah, he's tough. Okay, I guess that's enough of that. I've been a big UAW fan for the last year because of their organization efforts and their efforts to get the training involved and get us some quality people building our cars so that we don't have 40 recalls on a Monday morning. If you got quality people, you don't have that problem. Engineers included. I mean, the guys that are designing these things got to care about what they're doing. Everybody's got to care. Oh, well. We'll see what happens. Sean, I'm on your side for now. So far. That's so far. I find out you're a crook too, I'm going to jump all over you. The Jeep Wagoneer has outperformed the Chevy Tahoes and Ford Expedition in a recent safety test conducted by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, IIHS. The IIHS evaluated a 23-24 large SUV model's performance front and side crash tests, collision avoidance tests, vehicle headlight assessments, and crash avoidance systems, specifically focusing on pedestrian detection systems in both nighttime and daytime conditions. Now, I don't think I have any of that on mine. Mine's a 2020, though. I'd like to see some of that in action. The Jeep Wagoneer walks away with one of the 4 highest awards, the 2024 Top Safety Pick. It fell just short of the Top Safety Pick Plus, which is really good, because the rear occupant in one of the frontal crash tests didn't perform as well as we'd like. In other words, he got a bloody nose in the back seat. None of the vehicles performed well in the back seat occupant test. No, this additional test was introduced by the IIHS in 2022. So this is a new thing. And they didn't do so hot. The guy in the back seat got a bloody nose. Well, hey, what are you going to do? To know that everybody's out there fighting to be the safest car, that's great, Chuck. I mean, we should have safety in our vehicles, and we should have no recalls on things that are safety oriented. But we do. And it goes back to the union and the training and the gung-ho. I care about my job. I care about what I do. I want to build a car that doesn't come back on me. Oh, well, you might want to walk across the street in front of that car. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. And the occupant detection system, well, if they can't detect me, it can't detect anything. And Chuck had sent me this during the week. He said, read this one. And China's GAC, that's a car company over there, I don't know who it's owned by, but mostly it's owned by the government. Of course, they always are in China. But it has a new substance for internal combustion engines. They run on toxic ammonia. Toxic ammonia. It deletes the ozone. Oh my God. It tells you things that it does here. It about 161 horsepower, 90% reduction in carbon emissions. It reduces the carbon emissions compared to conventional fuel, but it doesn't. We'll see more. It does not mean that we're going to see more ammonia-powered internal combustion engines, Chuck. This thing, it's like a nitrogen product, but when it's done, what it puts out. There's two major hurdles for using ammonia, Chuck. First, the obvious one is that it's a toxic substance. Yeah, what if the gas line breaks in the car? Yeah. Ammonia is a solvent and can dissolve alkali metals, and enough exposure of ammonia in gas or liquid form can lead to death in both humans and animals. It's the leading cause of fish kills, according to the EPA. Really? I would have never known that. Huh. Oh, my God. Okay, it's also used in rocket engines, which is another industry that is used to dealing with toxic substances as fuels like hydrogen and UDMH, which is also known as the devil's venom. But the Chinese, Chuck, here's the deal. First of all, ammonia is slow burning.
Right.
It's never going to work in an internal combustion engine. And the flash point is like 270 degrees. It'd be just terrible to try and get this to work in a car. But the Chinese are developing stuff like this, and they get away with it because they don't care. This thing eats holes in the ozone. It puts out a toxic nitrogen substance, this ammonia, when it's burned. This is not right. But China is the one that has they just built, 1,200 new coal-fired furnaces, and to make electricity. They don't care about the climate. They don't care about the ozone. They don't care about our environment whatsoever.
Well, and so one of the things it's interesting that they would have even taken the time and bothered to make this work, because when you look at it's sort of like, okay, it works. Well, now what? Well, it's as they call it, it's hellish to handle. They can't see it working in passenger applications. I mean, even
it's clap.
Well, but even the idea of, okay, well, now there's going to be a truck full of ammonia driving through your neighborhood to go fill
go to the gas station, yeah,
right, or trains and things like that, where it's like, is this really, why even bother going down this road if even if it works, there's no good solution. There's no good delivery method.
I remember the tanker trains with ammonia in them.
Right.
And I remember my mom just grabbing us kids and getting us away from the tracks.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Call them the bomb trains, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying is that now it's like you say, okay, well, this works. Good, great. Now what? You're going to go take it to the gas station? How's this going to work?
Maybe they're thinking about making a new virus out of it. I don't know. But the deal is, it's not right. And why are they even messing with it? Chuck's right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why even bother?
Why are they bothering? Because they know what's coming out the tailpipe is garbage and enough to kill you. Well, yeah, like I say, maybe it is a new virus coming. Who knows with the Chinese? But they get away with murder. And they have. For all this time, they've been getting away with murder. Goes all the way back to the lead paint. You know what I'm saying on the cribs? I can't buy this. This toxic ammonia, a car that runs on ammonia. Why don't you put all your money into something that runs on nitrogen, or hydrogen rather? And oh, come on, please do something, even if it's wrong. All right, this is one of my favorites here, and I don't know how we're going to qualify this or quantify it. 40% of U.S. electric vehicle buyers want to go back to combustion engine cars. This is a McKinsey study. More than a quarter of EV owners are likely to return to combustion engine vehicles for their next purchase, according to a McKinsey & Company survey. 29% of electric vehicle owners across the globe said they're likely to reverse course. That hit 38% in the U.S. consumers globally said top concern was the inadequacy of the public charging infrastructure, of course. They also cited concerns with high cost of ownership, yes, and detrimental impact to long-distance trips. Well, yeah, you can't go visit grandma in that thing. I didn't expect that. Philip Kampshoff, leader of the consulting firm's Center for Future Mobility, told Automotive News, I thought once an EV buyer, always an EV buyer. Oh, no. No. Once they decide how it doesn't fit their lifestyle, they're going to say, hey, who wants this thing? Anybody want to buy my EV? The consumer sentiments may go hand in hand with the slow rollout of a U.S.-backed charging network. Listen to this. Only 8 stations are operational following the creation of the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program 2 years ago. 23 states have started doling out financing from the $5 billion federal program, according to EV adoption data through the end of May. But they have 8. We've been doing this for 2 years, and we have 8 charging stations. 8.
Hey, that's 8 more than I expected, to be fair.
Oh, come on. This is not right. No, it's not right. All that money was put into research, was put into vehicles, building them. I mean, nothing was put into infrastructure. Nothing got put into making this right. And it's not right. I mean, it's not right. It's absolutely not right.